We all know Cleveland rocks, but how do we become the town we are today? The answer lies in a brand new exhibit opening in just a few days from now on November 29th. Kelly Falcone-Hall is here with a personal preview of Cleveland Starts Here. Kelly is the CEO of the Western Reserve Historical Society, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, this is a permanent exhibit that shows our past as well as our present, correct?
Correct. Cleveland Starts Here, sponsored by Jack Joseph and Morton Mandel Foundation, is all about Cleveland. In fact, we probably could have just called it the Cleveland exhibit, which is what most people call it. But it really takes a look at Cleveland, really from 1795 to the present day. It's a very contemporary look at the city. And it looks at how, a very small village on the shore of Lake Erie grew to be an industrial powerhouse, home of American presidents, home to world-class arts and culture, home of, world-class medical innovation, everything that we are today.
All right. And as the Historical Society, I mean, you are uniquely qualified. You've got the items, you've got the information to be able to, present this information to the public.
We are. We are Cleveland's oldest cultural institution. We've been collecting for 150 years. This is our 150th anniversary. And we have over 1 million items in our collection. So Cleveland Starts Here is really a narrative look at the history of the city and the region. And we use all of our collections to tell that story. Three-dimensional objects, images, film footage, oral histories, you name it. We use everything, much of what we have to tell the story.
Okay, do you have a few examples you can tell us about?
Sure. One of the examples, I'll give you an early example. It's one of the earliest maps of Cleveland, and it was drawn by Seth Pease. He was with the surveying party that came out to the Western Reserve in 1796,
oh boy.
Led by Moses Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And he drew a plan of the city of Cleveland. And it is really known as the second map of the city. The first was drawn by a person named Amos Spafford, and he was also with the Connecticut Land Company.
Okay. Any other pictures that you got?
We have an image of Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens is one of the many faces of Cleveland that you'll see and you'll meet in this exhibit. A lot of people know who he is, a lot of people don't. He was a world record-setting track and field athlete during the 1930s. He came to Cleveland with his family from Alabama in the 1920s. So he was part of a wave of African-American immigration to the North called the Great Migration. Oh,
but he's even got a title.
Well, he's perhaps best known for winning 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin. He set world records there in the 100-meter, 200-meter dash, a long jump competition. But that, of course, those games were infamous. Adolf Hitler
yes.
welcomed the group, and for Jesse Owens, an African-American from Cleveland, to win 4 gold medals in 1936 is really very extraordinary.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a big deal, especially
yes.
for an African-American. So, one more picture here I see.
Let my people go. We received this very special poster from the Cleveland Council of Soviet Anti-Semitism. This was a group, it was a social justice group that was founded at the temple on the west side of Cleveland. And they were a group that helped Soviet Jews emigrate to the United States during the later part of the 20th century. They were coming in large numbers in the 1970s. At the peak, 1979, 51,000 Jews emigrated from the Soviet Union. And so we have this poster. It's a period of history that we're really committed to talking a lot more about what's happened in Cleveland and Northeast Ohio over the last 25 to 50 years.
That's amazing. I wish we had time to talk more about it and see more pictures, but we got to get there then.
That's right. That's right.
By exploring our history, we can understand how Cleveland came to be the rockin' city it is today. And Cleveland Starts Here is a great way to begin. To learn more, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Kelly Falcone-Hall for putting us on the right start to this unique exhibit.
Find out more by calling the Western Reserve Historical Society at 216-721-5722 or click to www.wrhs.org.